some eye candy while you eat and have a great presentation too. So one thing, I see some cameras out there. I'm going to ask if we have some images in here that are not final. So I'll ask if you don't film, don't take photos. But if you do insist on taking photos, please make sure your finger's in front of the lens. We are going to go through some of the products that we got coming up, but I did want to talk about what we strive to do at Wizkids. And the first thing is that we are trying to bring successful products to your store and make in-store programs exciting for our products, and then supplying you the tools to be able to really capitalize on those events. And if you've gone to our programs, we always use the phrase butts in seats. And those butts will have pants on them, hopefully, and those pants will have wallets in them. Those wallets will have money in them, hopefully. And this is a partnership. We're going to try to get those butts in those seats. You're going to try to extract those dollars out of them butts. So we're going to go through and see what exciting programs we have here. But I did want to say, for all the exciting programs that we're doing, it's very important to be signed up on the Whiz Kids event system, because that is how we know how well you're doing, how many big players you're getting, that you're reporting events, that you're scheduling events. That is our communication tool and our way of collecting data about stores so that we can make a selection process to be able to distribute out these really cool events that we're doing. So some of the things that are new on the Whiz Kids event system is that we now have leaderboards, we now have achievements. The achievements are not only for players, which is very exciting for them to be able to unlock these different achievements, but they're for you as well, so that your store can have achievements for how many events you run, all different achievements. Go take a look at it if you haven't done it. The other thing that's very important is that we have our solicitation information up there. So if you want the most up-to-date information about our products, you can go on the Whiz Kids event system, you can click on that product, and you can see it. And if there's any changes, like if a release date slides or needs to move, we'll have an update, and if you're signed up to get those notifications, that'll automatically come to your email. So make sure you're on the Whiz Kids event system, make sure your information is current on the Whiz Kids event system, and you will be at the top of communication to find out about our products. We're also just starting now with the Whiz Kids event system, be able to do clans and groups, so that it can really help to build community, that you can have your players in your store create your own group, and then you can play in regional events, maybe store versus store events, and have that recorded. So it's a new fun aspect for your player base. So let's take a look at some of the programs that we're doing, that we're utilizing the information from the Whiz Kids event system to select stores that are going to be able to host these programs. Some of them have passed already, and then the last one is coming up. But the first one is the Ant-Man Micro Tournament Weekend. We had that one recently. We did the Battle Royale Weekend. We did the Rainbow Draft Weekend for Dice Masters. And then we also had the Superman Wonder Woman pre-release, which is coming up. This is a pre-release program for the next DC HeroClix set, and it'll be 2 weeks prior before the set comes out officially. We'll have a select number of stores that will be able to premiere that product. And we're looking to keep doing that for future HeroClix releases as we go. So what sort of products do we have in mind here? Starting with D&D Attack Wing, here is the Ancient Brass Dragon, which is going to come out in October. This is going to be a case incentive figure for D&D Attack Wing. This is Vargashir, the Ancient Brass Dragon. Huge dragon here. We all love dragons. Dragon miniatures are great for the D&D Attack Wing. It's great looks on the table, and this guy really has a great table presence. So take a look for that. Coming in October. And coming up in December, it's a little bit dark there on that slide, but this is for Star Trek Attack Wing. Our premier figure is going to be the Weapon Zero, which, for if you watch the Enterprise series, the Xindi weapon that they send to destroy Earth. So it is a formidable foe to be able to fight. This is going to measure 4 inches in diameter. We have a prototype that'll be at the booth that you'll be able to see. So a very new, exciting premium figure for the Star Trek Attack Wing line. How about our collectible figures? We've got coming up for the D&D Icons of the Realm, the Rage of Demons set. This is 49 figures in the set. We have some of the production samples to show you. Sorry, this one is out already, so you have that one out in the store. But we've got the upcoming sets coming to be able to show in our booth. But coming in December, our Pathfinder battles, the Rusty Dragon Inn. This is the one that we have at the booth, some production samples to be able to show you. This is very exciting because it not only has a number of wonderful characters, but it also is adding in what we're calling dungeon dressings to be able to build a tavern scene. So classic for role-playing games to have a tavern scene, a bar scene, and you'll have the furniture and the bar and the different accoutrements that would go along with that. Now, taking a look forward for the Icons of the Realm for D&D, coming up in February, the next set that we have for show at the booth is the Monster Menagerie. And this is going to show off some of the classic D&D characters, such as we've got Gelatinous Cube, we've got the Bullets, we've got Displacer Beasts, Umber Hulks. If this makes your inner DM quiver, then this is the perfect set for you. You've got a lot of really iconic characters and monsters to show. And case incentive of a Treant. Really cool sculpt. Come take a look at it. Dice games. So, last year we came out with Dice Masters, and if you haven't heard about Dice Masters, you might be in the wrong room. I think the Smith wedding is down the hall there. But this is the next set that comes out. We've got War of Light, and comes out this Wednesday. So take a look for it as you get back to your store. It comes with the full accessory line. We've got play mats, we've got the collector's box, we've got the deck box to go along with it. And Dice Masters is a platform that has been wonderful gameplay, game pattern, head-to-head dice game. And we're going to be continuing on with this product line for a lot of exciting licenses. And as you can see from the award shown there, we're very proud that this is a very popular and award-winning game, so critically acclaimed as well. And coming up in November, we're going to be doing the Amazing Spider-Man set. One thing I want to point out about this set here on this slide, 30 new heroes and villains being added into Dice Masters in this set. So that's going to be a large portion of this set. There's a lot of new characters, new dice, new abilities to throw in there. So very excited to see that coming up, and that will be in November. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you probably heard about this. We're going to be doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Dice Masters. One thing to point out here, this is, as you can see from this, not final image of the packaging here, but just to show off, this is a collector's box format. So this is going to have 92 dice in a box. It is in a collector's tin, very similar to what we did with the original Warriors. So one purchase to be able to get that set. And it is also going to contain 4-player rules. So you'll be able to play the classic head-to-head rules that you know and love for Dice Masters. But this will also be able to play in a 4-player format. Also, besides this collector's tin, we will come out with a collector's box that's in the setup box format that we've done collector's boxes for the other Dice Masters set, but this one will be the collector's box with the full set in. How about strategy games? This is our new game that we'll be coming out with in spring of 2016, Star Trek Frontiers. Star Trek Frontiers uses the Venture tile system, which we first released with the Mage Knight board game, but now takes Mage Knight up into space. It is designed for 1 to 4 characters, so It is a solo game, can be played as a solo game, and then played up to 4 players as well. We're working with Andrew Parks, who is working in conjunction with Vlada Shvatil, who made the original venture title game system. And just want to show off some of the miniatures here that we have as the player pieces. You'll be able to play as different ships and charting around the galaxy, exploring different locations, planets, finding space stations, and all the things that you can imagine from the Star Trek universe. And some of the cards and components in it. Again, this is, if you're familiar with the Mage Knight board game, this is a game that at the heart is a deck building game that you are going to be collecting characters, equipment, different items that you'll be able to add into your deck of cards. But it is also a tile game system that on the table you're going to be building the board as you go, as you're exploring into space and finding these different locations to be able to conquer or even be able to interact with, to be able to help you. Again, going back to saying this is a game that you can play as a solo game, or you can play it up to 4 players. You can also play this game competitively or cooperatively. Even when you're playing it competitively, you can play it with player versus player rules, or player versus the game rules, where you're not having player versus player combat, but you're collecting victory points for who's going to eventually win the game. So many, many different ways of playing, a lot of replay value in this box. Now, how about HeroClix? What's coming up for us in HeroClix? Our next DC set that is coming out in February of 2016, starting off after our Superman and Wonder Woman set, which will come out in this fall. World's Finest. World's Finest is going to, of course, have, as the namesake, a collection of Superman, Batman, their cadre of villains like the world's vilest team here, which is Lex Luthor and Joker, and then also showing a duo figure of world's finest themselves, Superman and Batman. With the sub-theme of the Metal Men. So we've seen the Metal Men in HeroClix before, but this is going to be them re-envisioned for HeroClix. We also have Doc Magnus, who will be in there, but he's not showing this photo. And another sub-theme here of the Doom Patrol. And for those of you who, some of these characters we've seen before, but we've got a couple that are completely unclicked, or have never been clicked before, like Negative Man. That'll be one that the fans will be looking for, as well as Crazy Jane right there front and center. And in this set as well, we're going to be doing a mystical sub-theme. So we'll be having wizards, apprentices, witches, a collection of generic characters that have come up in the DC universe that are mystical in nature. And this was a very popular sub-theme that we did on the Marvel side back in the Amazing Spider-Man set. And now we're pulling those similar characters, similar vein, into the DC side as well. The big question on everyone's mind, what is going to be the storyline organized play that we're going to be doing for 2016? And here it is for you to tell to your folks back home, Civil War. To commemorate your time here and bring back to your store and show off to your players, each one of you is going to go home with one of these standees. And I'll ask the line sales reps if we can pass these out to you folks right now. So if one representative from each store at your table can raise your hand, and we're going to pass these out as I go through and talk a little bit about it. So you'll be able to take these home. This is going to be a 4-part series, 4 months, starting in the summer. And we'll just take a second to organize these and get those handed out. So keep your hands up, and then once you got it, just put those hands down. But bring this back to your store, put it on display prominently for preparation for the Civil War event coming this summer. This is going to be based on a comic series where there was a disagreement, shall we say, between the philosophies of Captain America and Iron Man, where one of them had, Iron Man thought that all superhumans should be registered for safety and training, and Captain America thought that superpowered heroes work better under anonymity. So the 7-part series where they sat down and drank some coffee and talked it out. And, they beat each other up. So that's the exciting part of it, right? So you're going to choose whose side are you on. This is a 4-part series, as I said, and this is going to have players will be able to choose each month if they want to play for pro or anti-registration, and then we are going to be doing a little bit of a different tournament format that we're going to be mixing in multiplayer games, battle royale sessions into a couple of those months. So there'll be a different play style that's mixed into this as well. So it's not only exciting, exclusive content, but it's also a different play style that will make this a very exciting and unique tournament structure. So we're very excited to see this in the summer and starting up. And okay, sorry, I'm running low on time here, but I just want to get to, like, one more minute, I'll get to the last slide. Okay, because I, of course, want to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and HeroClix. We're very excited to bring you this. This, again, not final packaging, but 35-figure set in a 24-count graphic display. Very similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! That it was a smaller set, but in the single-figure graphic display with characters, of course. I don't have much time, so I'm just we've seen some of these photos before, and unfortunately I just want to make sure I get the last slide. So I'm just gonna run through this real quick. That was my last, thank you very much.